sober sex is better than drunk sex. And I know what you're thinking. Alcohol helps me get laid. Alcohol makes me horny. Alcohol helps me overcome my inhibitions and my insecurities. But is that the truth or just an excuse to keep drinking and having it be part of your sex life? What if sober sex allowed you to avoid regrettable decisions and also was just safer in the long run? What if sober sex also allowed you to avoid inflation issues and or the inability to climax? Let's just talk about the elephant in the room. Have you ever experienced climax issues or inflation issues because of alcohol? Give me a thumbs up if so. No shame or guilt, because it's happened to all of us, men and women alike, and that can be really confusing. It can be awkward, it can be embarrassing because the bits and pieces just aren't doing what they're supposed to do, and we like to blame it on alcohol and say, I'm too drunk, this never happens. The reality, my friend, is that research has shown that alcohol impacts sexual ability, and it actually also decreases sexual activity. I mean, even long term, it can actually cause impotence. And if you don't know what that means you can't get it up, ever. Which is why people start using the blue pill. So maybe a benefit of quitting alcohol is that you don't have to use blue pills anymore, my friend. Because research has shown that alcohol impacts our central nervous system. So when it comes to sex, stimulation, the erogenous zones, those are a bundle of nerves down there, and they are being deadened because and by alcohol. So if you can't get it up, if you can't keep it up, if you can't climax when you are drunk and having sex, it's because you are not doing your body any justice with alcohol. It is literally deadening those nerves. Not to mention, for the ladies, alcohol can impact the natural lubrication that takes place that makes sex so fun and slippery and easy. These things can be avoided if we cut alcohol out of our life. So is alcohol really worth it in any way? Do you actually think that alcohol makes your sex life better? Leave a comment and let me know below. And when it comes to this idea that alcohol makes you horny, is that what's really going on? Because research has shown that all that alcohol is actually doing is reducing and suppressing psychological inhibitions that are meant to keep you safe. So when you're drunk and you're horny, all that's happening is that your inhibitions are gone. Your walls are down, your insecurities and fears are at bay. And if you don't know what inhibitions are, those are the little gut instincts, the red flags in us that protect us, keep us safe, and also help protect and keep others safe, especially when it comes to sex. It's the little angel on your shoulder compared to the drunk one on the other shoulder that either gives you the courage or the reluctance to approach someone that you don't know, to ask them out, to ask them if they want to go home with you, to maybe even have consensual sex with someone. Those inhibitions are really, really important, and alcohol simply just erases them. But this is where sex, alcohol, and intoxication get a little dicey. Even if it's making you feel horny, it can lead to some really, really dangerous positions and decisions about who you go home with, who you have sex with, and ultimately if you practice safe sex or not. If we're letting alcohol lead the way, those inhibitions are gone that are meant to protect us, and we suddenly find ourselves in those positions where we don't want to be in those positions, or we don't remember being in those positions, or we don't even remember who we had sex with or why we had sex with them. And it's all preventable by just not simply mixing alcohol and sex. For instance, I have a really, really good friend who got wasted one night a long time ago and went home with a girl that he did not know. He just met at the bar that night. They hooked up, they had sex, unprotected. From what I heard, it was really, really great sex. But a week later, she texted him and said, hey, I probably should have let you know beforehand, but I'm HIV positive, and I just wanted to let you know. Now, thankfully, my friend did not contract HIV, but it scared the shit out of him, and rightly so, because that's not quite something that you want someone to drop on you after the fact. But it's a great point how alcohol is so dangerous because it removes our logic and our inhibitions to maybe protect others while we protect ourselves. So just a little case in point there for you. And then the final reason that sober sex is so important is because of consent. I don't know about you guys, but I know quite a few people that have been hurt very, very badly because their consent to have sex or not was not respected and was not heard. And there's no justification in any way that someone would ever not listen to someone else when they say no. No amount of alcohol or drunkenness can justify that at all. And when we are sober and having sex, when we do not have that drunkenness to hide behind, the power of our word of no is so much more heard. We can walk away from dangerous situations. We also get to respect and maintain that moral compass that's in all of us to respect another human being when they say no or they say stop. And I know there's so many great people out there that have no issue with consensual sex, whether drunk or sober, but unfortunately there's a lot of people out there that do not respect people's bodies and their consent. And they will hide behind drunkenness or alcohol as an excuse of why they didn't stop or that they didn't hear them. That is not an excuse, that is not a reason to continue. And that's why you, as a person who has a choice to drink or not drink, can benefit so greatly from alcohol not being in your life because it gives you your power back. It gives you the ability to say no and to walk away, to remove yourself, hopefully, from a dangerous situation, or not even to put yourself in a dangerous, unsafe situation in the first place. You have the right to say yes or no. You get to choose fully within yourself who you sleep with or who you do not sleep with. And the benefits go on and on and on, simply because you choose not to drink alcohol and you choose not to mix it with your sex life. So hit the like button if you think that sober sex maybe is a much better option than drunk sex. Now, I really hope that you'll share this video so that we can get other people to be part of this conversation. And of course, I hope that you'll consider subscribing to my channel. But I know in order to do that, you've got to get to know me better so that you trust me. And I hope that means that you'll check out this video right here, which talks about my battle with alcoholism over 13 years and how I quit it in 24 hours. I'm Clark with the Sober Webb, and I'll see you in the next video, which is that one. Watch it now.